Well, let's get the heck on the road. Welcome back, YouTube world. I hope everyone had an incredible 2024 camping season. As we wrap up this year, I wanted to go through and discuss some of the gear, not all of my gear, but just some of the gear that really made my camping experiences exceptional. This is also the gear that made it to the cut into 2025. Next year, this gear is going with me too. So the reason why I chose this gear is based on, value to what it contributes to my camping experience. Its durability, how well it functions, its dependability, and its overall performance. So these are some things that, although I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, I bought all of this gear on my own. And these are all upgrades from things that I've had in the past. The gear that I'm showing you in this video is going to be my motorcycle camping gear. So the gear I take with me on my motorcycle camping trips, and the gear that has really made a difference. So as of 2024, this is some of my most favorite gear. Okay, the first thing that we're going to discuss is my Garmin Montana 700i. This thing also has the SOS, the inReach, so that if there's an emergency that happens and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, just the same way the inReach minis and all that works, this SOS button will bring the cavalry. So it puts you in contact with emergency services, the sheriff's department. Someone will answer that call. And one of the reasons why I like the Montana is because it's not just an inReach, it's a GPS. And it comes preloaded with more roads than you can imagine. The little dirt roads, little trails sometimes, are on here already. There was no need to download any additional maps or any of that. Of course, do some of your own research on this, on different GPSs and inReach technologies. There's a lot of personal locator beacons, things like that you can use. But this is the one that I chose because I didn't want to have a GPS, an inReach. I don't want to have a lot of different things. This just covers all bases. And this is definitely going to stay with me for years to come, as long as it'll last. The next thing I want to cover, these are not made anymore. These are the To Summit X series. This is the X plate, the X bowl, the X mug. They all expand out. And so this right here on my motorcycle trips, soups, salads, mixing things up, anything like that I want to eat. The bowl, it works great for potatoes, steaks, eggs, anything that I want to eat that way. This plate works great. The cup, these ribs on the cup help a lot when you've got something hot in here where your hands don't feel how hot it is. The smooth ones, you can feel how hot the stuff is in your cup, and you can't really hold it that long. There's a lot of setting it down, picking it up, taking a drink, setting it down. Where these ribs here allow you to hold the cup, move around with your drink, all that, and you're not setting it down, picking it up. amazing. I don't know why they quit making these. There's got to be some reason, but I'm not going to upgrade these until they completely wear out. And maybe that's why they changed, because they're such good pieces of equipment. This one, you can tell I've also done a lot of, I've used it as a cutting board a lot. So the X series stuff goes with me on all of my motorcycle trips. Another thing To Summit makes really well, these are nylon. And a spatula and a spoon, they both work the same way. You can see it folds up, and there's a tab that slides forward and back to lock it in place. The spoon works a lot like the X bowls and stuff does. So when you're making soups, stuff like that, it's easier to get that stuff out of a pan and put it into your bowl or whatever than just a spatula. And I can't say enough about these. They're not very expensive, and they work really well. I've used this over and over and over in frying pans and whatnot, and it hasn't melted at all. It's rigid. It hasn't failed me. So I'm just gonna keep using it. Absolutely amazing gear. The next thing I'm going to show you is the kettle that I take. I like kettles because you can make water. You can boil water. You can make soups. You can fry up meat. It can serve all your cooking needs. This one it's called a now it's from Sweden or Norway or Finland or one of those countries. Uberleben. I don't even know how to say it. Can you read that? Uberleben. When that screw comes out, you can put the handle in this way, which helps whenever you're trying to stir stuff inside of it. And when you want to just use it as a kettle, hang it over the fire, hang your soup over the fire or whatever, it'll go on this way. And it'll hang right over the top of the fire. Also handy for pouring your water out like this. I don't remember how many milliliters it is. I'm going to guess it's somewhere around 1100. And if you've watched my motorcycle camping videos, you've seen it. And you know I use it a lot for all kinds of things. And this is definitely going to continue to be a piece of my gear. You can also see it's the perfect size for one of these. I think this is a 250 gram. Oh, a 230 gram, 230, 250, whatever. It fits right down in there. Caught my finger. And it's got plenty of room in there. And it comes in this canvas little bag. So you know the soot and stuff from a fire that gets on the edge of it? Well, you can clean that off somewhat, especially when you're going quickly from one camp to another, when you're riding through the woods. It helps keep this pot from rubbing up against any of your other gear and getting it nasty. So that's been a lifesaver. And for all of my motorcycle trips, except for my really long trips, like the 3-week long trip, the month-long trips, stuff like that, this Streamlight, this is an 1100 lumen Super Siege. And it has several different, I guess 3 different settings. It can hang like this, can hang like that. It's waterproof. You can drop it in the water, grab it. I think this is just an air pocket, but you could obviously store things inside of it. And it's a rechargeable one. So you can recharge it with a USB or with a 110 cord. And for all of my like 3, 4, 5 day trips, this light has lasted, it hasn't went out. So yes, it's kind of big for motorcycle stuff, but I'm not exactly a minimalist whenever I go camping, because I want my camping experience to be enjoyable and fun and comfortable and relaxing. And this at night, just to set it on a picnic table or hang it up by a tree by your tent, or, you know, it just kind of gives you that extra time in the evening to enjoy your camp and be able to see where you're going. Walking to the bathroom, whatever you got to do. This thing has been outstanding. I love it. And one more piece of equipment that I have found that I just don't want to do without whenever I go on motorcycle trips, and if you've ever had one, you know, is a motorcycle specific backpack. This is a Mosko Moto Wildcat 12, and it comes with a chest rig. So you've probably seen, I call it my snack rig. I usually keep snacks in here. So as I'm riding, I don't have to take my pack off. And my tank bag usually has other stuff in it. So I keep my snacks right there. I can unzip it, grab me a piece of jerky, whatever I'm snacking on. And it's got the ability to expand. It's got like 3 or 4 pockets. You can, it's got pockets inside of here. I mean, it holds more than 12 liters. I think it holds more than 12 liters because I've had this pretty full. And it's also got a hydration rig inside of it. And I don't want to have to go on another motorcycle trip without it. So no matter where I'm going, that rig is going with me. So I hope you've enjoyed my little presentation of my motorcycle camping gear that has just made my experience so much better. And maybe it gives you a hint on how you can make your experience better. So with that, we'll get on to another video. And I hope you guys really did have a great 2024 camping season. And I look forward to seeing you again in 2025. Thanks a lot.